Every member of BTS contributed to that momentum in their own way. RM's leadership and English fluency made interviews seamless, helping the group navigate early Western media appearances. Jin's confidence and charm resonated with audiences who admired his unapologetic humor. Suga's honesty about ambition and artistry gave BTS an intellectual layer, often missing from mainstream pop. J-Hope's energy and smile turned performances into spectacles of joy. V's deep voice and magnetic screen presence gave visual artistry to their music. Jimin's charisma on stage brought an emotional pull that drew audiences close. But as time went on, America's relationship with BTS became something deeper than fandom. It became a reflection of connection between artist and audience, between performance and emotion. And within that evolving connection, one member started standing at the center of the conversation more than anyone else. In award shows, on late-night TV stages, and in the streaming charts, there was one constant name appearing beside BTS, not as a replacement for the group, but as its undeniable anchor in Western recognition. His presence was not just felt, it was measured, discussed, and replayed in every social media cycle, every news headline, every moment of global visibility. Before naming that member, it's worth understanding why this question even matters. Among 7 artists, all extraordinary, what makes one stand out in the world's most competitive market? Fame in America isn't about fan loyalty alone. It's a complex equation built on recognition, individual presence, commercial impact, and cultural resonance. The American entertainment ecosystem tends to magnify individuality. The audience doesn't just admire a group. It looks for faces, voices, and personalities to hold on to. So when millions across the US began associating BTS with one face more than others, it wasn't coincidence. It was the result of visibility, timing, and an undeniable global magnetism that transcended language. Even when BTS was on group hiatus, and each member began exploring solo work, one name consistently dominated the airwaves, playlists, and brand campaigns across the United States. As the years passed, the numbers became clearer. His songs charted higher. His collaborations with Western producers felt seamless, not forced. His fashion partnerships weren't just sponsorships. They were statements that defined cultural trends. American brands didn't simply want him, they competed for him. Every public move he made carried weight, not just as a Korean artist, but as a face of global modernity. And that brings us to the answer hidden within this rise. The member whose fame in the US surpasses even the boundaries of fandom, whose recognition extends beyond K-pop audiences and into general pop consciousness, is no longer a question among insiders. It's a known truth among industry circles. Jungkook. Inilah anggota BTS paling terkenal di Amerika. His name represents more than an idol's success story. It stands as proof that authenticity, precision, and silent confidence can reshape what global fame looks like. Jungkook's trajectory in the US has been remarkably consistent. Unlike many Asian artists who reach Western attention through novelty or momentary virality, his presence evolved through performance credibility. Every late-night show performance, every award stage, every magazine cover appeared calculated not as an opportunity to impress, but as a continuation of identity. Jungkook didn't adapt to Western standards. Instead, Western media adapted to him. That's a rare reversal. His music videos played on American MTV not because they were K-pop content, but because they were simply good pop. His collaborations weren't introductions, they were conversations between equals. When he appeared on Billboard's Hot 100, it wasn't under the banner of being an Asian breakthrough. It was under the label of artistry that competes at the same level as American stars. Part of Jungkook's strength lies in how he embodies duality. He maintains an image that's simultaneously approachable and unreachable. To American audiences, that balance feels familiar yet foreign. He carries the poise of a seasoned professional while still retaining the unfiltered energy of youth. In the US pop market, that combination is potent. It translates into both admiration and aspiration, the two emotions that define long-term celebrity appeal. His English language releases strengthened this connection. When Seven was released, it didn't sound like a Korean artist trying to fit into American radio. It sounded like global pop done naturally. That distinction made the song more than a debut. It was an arrival. American listeners didn't need translation. They felt rhythm, tone, and confidence. The record-breaking streams, the Billboard peaks, the festival performances all aligned, not by coincidence, but by design. Jungkook understood what many global artists overlook. America doesn't reward imitation, it rewards identity. And in every project, he carried his own. Even when performing songs produced by Western collaborators, his vocal tone, phrasing, and artistic decisions remained distinctly his. That's why audiences connected. The authenticity didn't need subtitles. Fashion also played a vital role. In a country where celebrity style influences markets, Jungkook's association with Calvin Klein became a phenomenon. It wasn't just an endorsement, it was a cultural signal. Every campaign image went viral, not because of the brand alone, but because of how effortlessly he transformed minimalism into presence. His visuals blurred lines between commercial imagery and artistry, giving American audiences a version of masculinity that felt both modern and timeless. The more Jungkook appeared in American spaces, the less he felt like a guest. From New York streets to LA studios, his appearances carried a quiet dominance. He didn't need statements. His impact was measured in silence, the kind that turns heads, commands attention, and sustains memory. In American entertainment, fame is fleeting, yet Jungkook's recognition continues to grow. He's not just a name from BTS anymore. He's a symbol of global cultural transition. He represents a generation of artists, proving that success doesn't need translation, and talent doesn't need justification. His solo journey didn't distance him from BTS, it reinforced their collective legacy, because when one member reaches such global recognition, the group's name continues to echo in every conversation that follows. In essence, Jungkook's fame in the US is not a departure from BTS, but a reflection of what BTS made possible. And as America continues to evolve in how it receives foreign artists, Jungkook stands as a standard, a measure of what's possible when artistry aligns with authenticity. The musical quality of his work supports that. Each solo track carries a refined production style that aligns with Western pop yet maintains distinct texture. Seven offered rhythm and melody that felt universal, while Standing Next to You carried vocal precision that even American critics compared to R&B legends. These weren't comparisons made to exoticize him, they were acknowledgments of technical skill. That's the difference between temporary hype and lasting respect. His English pronunciation, stage presence, and vocal dynamics form a complete performance package that American audiences instinctively respond to. But beneath that, there's something deeper: discipline. Jungkook's consistency mirrors the professional standards of top-tier US entertainers. He doesn't treat every show as an appearance, he treats it as a statement. This philosophy is evident in every visual project he's done. Whether it's a Calvin Klein campaign or a live performance, there's no sense of randomness. Each element, from lighting, tone to posture, reflects control. American fashion analysts noticed that too. They described him not as a model, but as a visual performer, someone who transforms branding into art through presence alone. His impact on social media adds another layer. In the US, platforms like TikTok, Instagram, and X, Twitter, operate as barometers of relevance. Jungkook's clips circulate constantly, not because of paid trends, but because of organic fascination. Fans and non-fans alike share his moments because they represent a balance between artistry and natural magnetism. Every short clip becomes a study in visual rhythm, how he moves, how his expression shifts, how he embodies the music even when silent. This effortless appeal aligns perfectly with America's evolving cultural aesthetic. The US audience today values authenticity wrapped in precision. They want artists who look real but deliver with excellence. Jungkook embodies that standard. He's not overly polished, yet never unprepared. His performances feel alive, not rehearsed, yet every note and movement lands exactly where it should. That tension between control and spontaneity is what keeps him compelling. It explains why his live stages draw repeated viewings online. The audience doesn't just watch him sing. They study how he holds the mic, how he closes his eyes, how he builds intensity without chaos. He's mastered the art of stillness, something few performers understand in a culture obsessed with spectacle. And while his global fame is undeniable, America has become the true testing ground for his legacy. It's the market where success requires not just popularity but relevance, not just recognition but retention. To stay visible in the US, an artist must remain culturally important. Jungkook has done that by integrating music, fashion, and identity into one evolving narrative. American publications like Rolling Stone, Billboard, and Vogue treat his every move as newsworthy. But beyond coverage, what's remarkable is tone. The language used to describe him isn't limited to admiration, it's acknowledgement. They write about him the same way they discuss long-standing icons, with respect for craftsmanship. That distinction separates him from being a viral name to being a respected artist. Jungkook's influence also highlights a shift in American perception of Korean artists. Before BTS, K-pop was often framed as an imported product, stylized, synchronized, and distant. Jungkook dismantled that image. His artistry doesn't translate K-pop into Western form. It expands pop to include his form. His voice and image have become part of America's mainstream soundscape without needing to compromise Korean roots. It's important to note that his appeal in America doesn't rely on exoticism. He isn't celebrated because he's different. He's respected because he's excellent. That's what sets him apart. American audiences are known for enthusiasm that fades quickly when novelty wears off. But in Jungkook's case, interest has deepened with time. Each new project strengthens rather than dilutes his presence. This depth of influence extends to live culture as well. When he performs, American crowds don't just cheer, they synchronize. They sing in Korean, even when they don't understand the language. That's not fandom. That's connection. It's proof that his communication transcends translation. The human reaction to tone, rhythm, and sincerity doesn't need linguistic explanation. Every major city he visits, from Los Angeles to New York, experiences a similar phenomenon. Billboards go up, not sponsored by brands, but by fans themselves. The airports fill, not for gossip, but for genuine anticipation. That consistency across time and distance proves one thing. Jungkook's fame isn't situational, it's structural. It's built on recognition, performance credibility, and cultural presence. Brands understand this deeply. Calvin Klein's decision to make Jungkook the face of their global campaign wasn't just strategic, it was symbolic. The brand has a long history of choosing icons who define their generation. In Jungkook, they found someone who bridges global aesthetics with American identity. The minimalism of Calvin Klein found its perfect interpreter in his composure. Every campaign image reinforced the same narrative elegance without effort, confidence without noise. That visual consistency contributes to why American audiences perceive him differently. He's not overexposed, he's omnipresent. His visibility doesn't feel forced because it's distributed across domains, music, fashion, media, each supporting the other. This multidimensional presence ensures that even when he's quiet, his influence speaks loudly. Another defining factor is his approach to artistry. Jungkook's work ethic matches the precision expected in the US entertainment industry. Behind every release, there's a sense of discipline rather than spontaneity. That discipline resonates with American audiences who respect professionalism as much as talent. He once said that perfection comes from repetition, not desire. That mindset shapes everything he does. It's why his performances feel complete, his recordings sound intentional, and his image appears consistent across platforms. In a media environment often dominated by overstimulation, Jungkook's restraint becomes his power. American artists often rely on controversy to maintain visibility. Jungkook does the opposite. His silence becomes intrigue, his absence becomes anticipation. When he reappears, it feels meaningful. This rhythm appear, deliver, disappear creates scarcity in an industry drowning in overexposure. It's a deliberate contrast that sustains his mystique. The American entertainment system values stories of reinvention, but Jungkook doesn't reinvent himself, he refines himself. Each appearance feels like evolution, not transformation. That stability gives audiences something rare: trust. They know what to expect from him, and yet, he always exceeds it. It's that reliability paired with artistic risk that makes his fame in America so enduring. Fans aren't waiting for his next phase, they're waiting for his next proof. Every new performance or release becomes an affirmation of standard, not a surprise. And in a market built on attention economy, maintaining audience respect is far more powerful than chasing their excitement. Through his artistry, Jungkook has quietly redefined how international fame is measured. It's not about shouting the loudest or trending the longest. It's about presence that doesn't fade when the noise stops. America has seen countless stars rise and fall, but only a few sustained by being both artist and symbol. Jungkook belongs in that category.